The 176 days she'll regret forever. Man, how about that for a transition? Just got done talking about the wildfires, and now we're looking at the Tuah girl. This is by Sunnyv2.
Hayley Welch initially seemed to be a genius, turning her meme into a career.
I don't know if I would say that anyone really thought she was a genius, because people got annoyed with it pretty quick. The initial video, like it's not really that funny, but I can see how other people found it funny. Pretty girl makes a silly dick sucking joke. It's very repeatable. All right, I get it. But I don't think you can call someone a genius for milking a meme dry.
That made hundreds of thousands of dollars. However, it only lasted a career that made hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That's a little lower than I thought it would be. And I bet that's what her managers thought too. They saw those numbers and went, that's high, but not high enough. I think we gotta pull a crypto scam here.
However, it only lasted 176 days.
Honestly, the fact that it lasted that long is pretty impressive.
It all began on this channel here, Tim and DTV. They had
the fact that people have no idea who this person is. I mean, he has 21,000 subscribers. That's still pretty big, but imagine making a video that blows up so big, and people don't even know you for it. They just know the person you made it about.
Just 21,000 subscribers gained from doing street interviews in Nashville, Tennessee, where they'd meet two unknown people who were out having fun, Chelsea Bradford and her friend Hayley Welch. With some drinks in their system, they answered basic questions.
How do you get over a breakup?
Only way to get over one is get under another.
Until the interviewer asked 12 words that changed the course of history.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk to and spit on that thing. You get me? Hawk to and spit on it. Spit on it.
Roughly 2 days later.
See, we don't need to talk about that voice crack. You did not hear that. No. That didn't happen. Moving on. See, it's a silly little meme. It's a silly little meme, silly little video. You know, I giggled a little bit on the inside, having not seen it in a long time.
Later, on the 11th of June 2024, Darius reposted the snippet to his Instagram. Again, he had just a couple thousand followers, yet this didn't stop the algorithm from making the video viral. 18 million.
I didn't just hawk Tuah. That wasn't even a good impression of it. That was such an intense voice crack. Wow, that was a wild one. I heard that through my headphones.
Million views and almost 500,000 likes.
It's not gonna get any bigger than this. And I go back like an hour later and the views done went up by like 1 million. I was like, oh my god, there is no way that just happened.
The clips went equally viral on TikTok, where everybody clearly loved her. She's a total vibe. Protect this woman at all costs. Hawk Tuah for president. However, Hayley was disappointed that this didn't translate to income.
Everybody else is making money off of it with merchandise, and he's making money off the videos. It's like, that's not fair. Like, it's me. Why am I not making any money?
It was therefore announced Hawk Tuah official.
Make your own merch.
Authorized merchandise representing the Hawk Tuah girl, so she is getting part of the proceeds. Get all of your apparel here. Hayley had launched her own line of hats, selling for between $30 and $40 each. It took only 9 days.
That's an expensive hat. I have never bought a $30 hat. Nonetheless, a $40 hat. I've maybe spent $20 on a hat. Max.
Days before she'd announce, our infamous signed Hawk Tuah hats are now sold out.
Sold out, damn.
Stone therefore reporting
merch better.
Girl has already sold.
I'll start some up again eventually.
$65,000 worth of merch.
$65,000. That's pretty good, considering. I mean, I don't know how long she was running it for, but You know, for a pretty short amount of time, that's pretty good.
Even Joe Rogan was keen to buy a piece.
She's making money. There's merch now. There's like Hawk 2 merch. Oh, I need to buy a shirt.
Look at her. She's signing fucking hats. Only in America. Only in America.
Showing Hailey she was able to commercialize the meme. There was just one problem. Nobody knew who she even was. The only information given was that her name was Hailey Welch, which wasn't all that useful as she had no social media.
I was sitting there, I was giggling. I was like, they're like, where is she? I'm like, right here, but you don't know it.
Finding the Hawk Tuah girl became a search for millions, with people stating on Instagram Osama bin Laden had less people looking for him. Some believe she was a preschool teacher, while others were certain she worked in a bar. However, both of these rumors were smashed when Hailey addressed the public in her first podcast appearance.
I worked in a spring factory. I'm not a school teacher.
That was my next question, because
Or a
everyone said that
bartender.
you were a teacher and got fired from your
A
job.
spring factory.
Hailey further revealed she'd been offered some crazy money.
$600 like 3 days ago for me to spit in a jar and sell it. That is revolting.
And as a result, she'd hired herself a social media crew.
You have
Good
a
move.
management team. You have a manager.
paid
you have
off.
a shooter. She comes in with like this big ass camera. Like she's the real deal. Already, this happened like a week ago.
Yes, ma'am.
But her capitalization began to repulse the audience. An entire management team in a week. Wild. The fact that she already has an entire management team is insane. You made a drunk joke, and the next day you have whole management behind you. This world is crazy.
I mean, that
They
just
help
makes
her
sense. That's
appear
just a
at
good
that
move.
concert, while she began to sell merch on a much larger scale.
You already have a deal with Spencer's?
That's awesome.
Like every Spencer's everywhere.
What can I go buy at Spencer's?
I
Man.
got shirts,
Hats
I'm
and
pretty
shirt, yeah.
sure.
She'd become friends with Jake Paul, tried to
Ooh, that's
trademark the
tough.
Hawk Tuah phrase, and was suddenly being followed by TMZ.
Toes. They want pictures of my
Being
toes.
friends with Jake Paul, I'm so sorry.
I don't want to sell pictures of my toes.
Even Eminem used the phrase to promote his new album, whilst more than one person got a Hawk Tuah.
Oh. Oh, yikes. You already know that these people are getting this covered up. Ooh, this is just poor decision making. I would cut my arm off, yeah. Or I guess this is a leg. Damn, it's so big too. Why so big? Man, I sound like my parents right now when they see my tattoos. Mine aren't even that big. These people should have taken my parents' advice. Get it smaller so you can easily cover it up. And what's going on over with this one? Both of them are just bad in different ways.
Tattoo. She passed 1 million Instagram followers in less than 30 days and was being paid $30,000 just to appear at clubs. However, if you're given success without first going through hell, you'll find that the hell creates itself later. Her Instagram comments began to change rapidly.
I think that's pretty toxic. I think that's just people being jealous. I mean, obviously it is. I feel like you shouldn't have to go through hell to get money. A lot of people do, and it's well deserved, but I think it's fine if you just happen upon money. That's great. That's awesome. That's good for you. I'm happy for you. Now, if you end up being an asshole and doing bad things with that money, then that's a whole different story. But if you're just like a good person, you end up with money, yeah, sure. You shouldn't be raked over the coals just because you... I don't know if I even used that phrase right. Did I use that right? I don't know if I used that phrase right, but you know what I mean. I don't think that's a fair criticism to judge people just because they happened upon money or happened upon fame. Like, you can say the original meme is a bit cringe, but get your bank.
Rapidly. Whilst they once read she's a national treasure, keep this woman safe, they quickly transformed into this has to stop. This is pathetic. Isn't this embarrassing? Disappointing ass world we live in. Making clowns famous part 1,062. Suddenly she had actual problems to deal with.
I have to convince my pawpaw not to shoot the paparazzi outside of our house every day because they've been camped out here for like 2 weeks.
Creating paranoia on a day-to-day
That would have been a
basis.
crazy news
I
story.
can't really go in public by myself anymore. I'm paranoid of getting kidnapped or something.
Because there was a video of you with 5 security guards. Is that because you're paranoid about that?
Yes. And I'm little too, so I mean, I can't really defend myself.
Oh, yeah. If I was her, I'd be worried about getting kidnapped too.
It seems Haley had realized that fame kinda sucks.
What's the worst part about being famous?
Everybody looking at you when you walk into a room.
You don't like that?
No.
Does that feel unsafe a little bit?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Although she continued to take advantage of it. She launched her own fanfics, which is like a safer work OnlyFans, and charged $10 a month to an unknown amount of subscribers. She'd also launched a dating app named Pookie Tools, which received amazing reviews such as disgusting. Haley wasn't lying when she answered.
No, I'll wait to say what I have to say.
I mean, any and everything, I guess.
Essentially doing anything that offered her a paycheck. This was further proven by the Talk Tuah podcast, launched as a vehicle to promote Jake Paul's gambling company. The podcast was so terrible even Jake Paul himself roasted it.
Why did you decide to start Talk Tuah?
It's just stuff that has never been talked about.
He helped start it?
Science.
Jake Paul helped start it? Wait, hold. I gotta listen to this back.
The podcast was so terrible even Jake as a vehicle to promote Jake Paul's gambling company. The podcast was so terrible even Jake Paul himself roasted it.
Why did you decide to start Talk Tuah?
It's just stuff that.
So he was using it to help promote gambling? Oh my god. I didn't know that. That sheds a whole new light on this. You didn't know this? I didn't. I thought it was just Haley trying to make money. Jake Paul's got his hand in this too? What? Man. I don't even know where to start with that.
History, scientific, historic, revolutionary wisdom. It's just
my hood's falling off. My hood's falling off.
Forward and that type
I'm just gonna take it off at
However,
this point. Let's get the hair out of the ponytail.
Golden. My phone was at 1% when this was posted. I unplugged my grandma's life support to charge it. This podcast truly changed my life. Currently fighting on the front lines in Ukraine, and everyone has called truce to watch Ep 1 of the Talk Tuah podcast. Amen.
I remember, at least early on, the Talk Tuah podcast had as good of ratings on IMDb as Breaking Bad. I wonder where they're at now. Look at this. Still, no, I don't want to make an account. Still at 8.9. Despite all the hate. You got 9.2, 9.2. My earlier point was comparing it to Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad is at a 9.5. That's where it was at before. But if we go down, look at some of the reviews. Best podcast ever. The skibbity aura this podcast gives me is unmoggable. No phantom tax can ever outriz me. Hawk Tuah Girl is talking about her live. She no yapperholic or capaholic. Just a healthy amount of brain nourishment. A genre-defining masterpiece. Where should I start? Ever since Haley made an impact with the legendary phrase, Hawk Tuah, things were never the same. As soon as she announced her podcast, Talk Tuah, I was looking everywhere for news. I couldn't wait for it to come out. I almost had a heart attack, but when it did, the world stopped. It was something else. Goon to Talk Tuah, we're not reading that one. Beyond legendary, Talk Tuah is a cosmic masterpiece that will change your life. One of the greatest pieces of media of our era. 4 out of 10. Absolute cinema. This one has a spoiler. Talk Tuah cured my erectile dysfunction. I feel so enlightened. Absolute cinema. Humanity's greatest achievement. Generational. People just... What would be a good phrase for this? Just meme glazing this podcast. Like, it's dragged on long enough where I thought that the ratings would have gone down, but not even yet. That's wild.
I've stayed clean from drugs for over 30 years. Thank you, Talk Tuah, for making me start again. These same trolls have given it an almost perfect IMDb.
Oh, there we go. We just checked.
The podcast a genre-defining masterpiece. Yet the show's
We just read that review.
Summarized by its crazy amount of dislikes. Hailey's reputation clearly wasn't great, so when she'd host an episode with Mark Cuban, she probably should have avoided the following touchy subject.
Episode 12?
Do you do anything with crypto?
Yeah, I do a lot with crypto, actually. I've got a shit ton of Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Going back to the point of doing anything for money, it seems Hailey was paid to shout out cryptocurrency.
So after I saw Michael Saylor speak at the Bitcoin conference, I have decided to start putting some money into crypto, and I just want to say, oh my God, thank you so much, Mr. Saylor.
And was more than willing to make her own token.
If I launch a meme coin, can I give you some tokens?
Yeah, I'll give you my wallet.
Okay.
But are you sure you're gonna launch? I don't know. I'm not a big a fan about meme coins.
She'd take to Twitter showing her favorite meme coins, announcing a Huck Tuah token was
even Mark Cuban said he wasn't a fan.
On the 4th of December 2024, 176 days after she first went viral, Hailey officially launched it.
My Hawk meme coin is live!
Yikes. You know, I wasn't defending her, but I thought she might have had much more of a hand in it than I thought. Because my assumption was just that her managers or her team came to her with this plan to make a meme coin, and she just signed off on it and you know, just did whatever they told her to do. I mean, that could still be the case, but it seemed like she was taking a little more initiative than I thought.
Despite calling it the Huck Tuah meme coin, its website reassured the audience, Huck isn't just a meme coin, it's part of the culture. Hailey is using her meme to unite her entire community. However, community notes instantly clarified. 96% of the Huck coin supply is in 10 connected addresses before the launch, essentially meaning just 10 people controlled the coin's price. When a user suggested the coin was likely a scam, Hailey responded by stating fake news, but appreciate you trying to protect the community. However, it didn't take long before tweets started appearing. Lost 85% of an £1,100 investment. I lost 10k, bro, I got rugged. Just lost 286k on this. Don't trust MetaMask wallets.
Like, obviously Hailey's at fault here, but I don't feel bad for these people either. You know what I mean? Like, if you're investing in a meme coin, I don't think it was a scam. It's gonna rise. Sure thing, buddy. Sure thing. I swear. I wonder if this person's just memeing, but these other people, I don't know. If that's real, like, I don't think I feel bad for you. If you really think investing in a meme coin that the Hawk Tuah girl is launching is gonna be a positive investment for yourself, you guys just got naturally selected here.
286k on this.
That's what I have to say.
Don't trust MetaMask wallets. Hailey's co-creator called these people mentally ill.
There's a lot of negativity in the space. I think crypto brings the mentally ill into this thing. If you guys are in crypto, you're most likely mentally ill. It's just a bunch of people trying to farm engagement and hate.
With Hailey herself blaming the losses on something they couldn't control.
We got snipe botted today, but we didn't sell a single token. But I just want to say, screw the sniper bots, and I'm not going anywhere.
CoffeeZilla joined and called the project.
This is one of the most...
And this is something that I don't think I initially really understood when we watched CoffeeZilla's video about it, when he was going in on these interviews, is it didn't really even matter if they didn't sell. I mean, that's up for debate. But they had such high transaction fees. They had a 17% transaction fee, I believe. They'll probably talk about it in the video in a moment here. But I mean, like, just from people trading in that short amount of time, they're still making millions of dollars off of those transaction fees. That's where a lot of the money came from.
Miserable, horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, then why the fuck are you on?
Questioning how much money each founder made.
Someone just made over $1 million on fees. Who made it?
The creator.
Which is who?
That belongs to the
It's crazy how CoffeeZilla is at the forefront of every single one of these.
It's the worst tokenomics I've ever seen, and it is a scam.
It's not a scam.
The tokenomics are a scam. You can say what...
CoffeeZilla, he says it's not a scam. The case is closed.
Whatever you want about it, you can cry defamation. That's my opinion. It's a scam.
As the pressure mounted, Haley disappeared.
I hate to interrupt you, Nick, but anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Only brought back by a class action lawsuit launched by a dozen plaintiffs who claim to have collectively lost more than $150,000. To Haley's credit, she took responsibility, stating, "If you've experienced losses related..."
Taking responsibility. Well, hold on, let's read this. I take this situation extremely seriously and want to address my fans, the investors who have been affected, and the broader community. I am fully cooperating with and am committing to assisting the legal team representing the individuals impacted, as well as to help uncover the truth, hold the responsible parties accountable, and resolve this matter. If you have experienced losses related to this. Okay, so I mean, on the surface, that's a pretty good statement. It just comes off as very corporate. It just comes off as, someone told her to say this, and so that's why she said it. Does she actually care? I don't know her. I don't know what she's thinking at this very moment. It's just a very corporate statement. It just seems like the copy-paste statement that anyone would use in this situation.
To this, please contact
which isn't inherently bad, but
it seems she had no idea exactly what she was getting into.
It does come across as inauthentic.
If she put her name on it. Her Instagram hasn't helped either. The only post Haley's made since pulling the scam is a video of her taking a lavish holiday. Makes you wonder if this trip was funded by the meme coin proceeds. Enjoy your time before getting shipped off to prison.
Man, how crazy of a timeline do we live in? We live in a timeline where a girl made a dick joke, became a millionaire, and then might be facing legal action and potentially even prison. Our soon-to-be president wants to rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. This is a wild timeline. Anyway, pretty good video from Sunnyv2. Shed some light on some of Hawk Tuah's shenanigans that I didn't actually know about. I'm still blown away by the fact that Logan Paul had a hand on, or not Logan Paul, Jake Paul had a hand in this. And, I guess I'm both blown away and not surprised at all.